You're like, what's going on? Did you stop believing? Do you think manifestation is fake? Are all the gurus on YouTube trying to steal people's money? What's up? I feel like COVID did something to my brain spiritually. I actually credit COVID to me kind of beginning a sort of spiritual journey because I was just home. What did I have to do? Look at YouTube videos. And 2020 would have been right when I finished university officially. And at that kind of transition period in life, the world is crazy and you don't know what's going on. I was looking for some stability. I was looking for answers somewhere. And that kind of led me to turn to tarot readings on YouTube. And to this day, I'm still being recommended tarot videos from like 5 years ago. I got into it. All of the different tarot readers, I would go to like multiple times per day trying to get answers. But honestly, I was looking for all of them to say the same thing, which is that you're going to be rich, you're going to be famous, you're going to move to Los Angeles from the Caribbean, and you're a star. I loved getting the magician and the star card. That's what I was looking for every time I was on those readings because I resonated with those cards the most. But eventually, I kind of moved away from tarot readings because I started to be recommended like manifestation content along with those tarot readings. And I started to really get into that. And it was the law of assumption, which was different from like the law of attraction, which I think I was familiar with from before COVID and before this kind of spiritual renaissance began. But the law of assumption was different in that it didn't feel like it was encouraging me to hope for something outside of myself to change my circumstances like I was with the cards. And like they were predicting the outcomes. Instead, it was like, whoa, people are saying now that I could control the outcomes. And that was very seductive. That was very enticing. And it really appealed to my ego. As little as I can need people, that's as much as I want to need them. That was the world I fell into, I would say, from like 2022 up until last year, 2025. Like just law of assumption, content. Long story short, I'm at the place where I'm at now, January 2023, where I don't watch the content anymore. I'm not actively trying to learn more about the law of assumption and manifestation. And this year, I'm not even trying to consciously manifest anything anymore. And you're like, what's going on? Did you stop believing? Do you think manifestation is fake? Are all the gurus on YouTube trying to steal people's money? What's up? It basically boils down to like it basically boils down to a few things in terms of why I no longer am trying to consciously manifest. And it's not because I don't believe in the law of assumption anymore or I don't believe manifestation is real. But number one, I just want too many things. And I want too many things for, I think, the work that conscious manifesting requires. Conscious manifesting is great for when you want like one thing. I don't know when people ever really want one thing in life, but like when you really want one thing, like you want that partner, you want that job, you want that move, and you're really focused on that one thing, and like you're good with everything else, I think it has a place in that world. But my world right now, I want to change so many areas of my life. And I want to obtain so many different outcomes that trying to consciously manifest all of those things is just too much. It's too draining. And the techniques that you have to do, and I say you have to because you do have to try to get yourself into whatever state. For the volume of things that I want in life, even just doing, state akin to sleep is too much for me. I just want to sleep. I felt like it was creating a pressure and a responsibility, not just to like do the real world actions to obtain that I want, but now I have to do like spiritual actions on top of that. I'm good. Additionally, I mentioned something earlier that kind of gave away this, but like the law of assumption and that branch of manifestation really did appeal to like my ego in terms of not needing people or needing anybody outside of me to achieve something. And like being a control freak, honestly. I found that to be delicious. Like, wow, I don't need anybody. I don't need anything outside of me to give me anything perfect. All of the responsibility is on me. I can do that. I can handle that. Spoiler alert, no. That was not healthy for me. Me wanting to control everything is actually a vice. And it's actually something that I have to balance out, not lean into more. And I realized that it was making me more critical of myself. And because of my kind of, you know, leaning towards wanting to be in control and to have as much agency as possible, I really couldn't handle the opposite. Like when the opposite of what I wanted would show up, I would waver. Wavering was my weakness. And wavering on so many topics. And then knowing that if you waver, well, that's why you're getting hot and cold results with life. That's why you're not getting what you want. And it would just be a cycle where I would watch a video about wavering and the opposite. Feel good. Try again. Fail. Watch a video about wavering and the opposite. Feel good. Try again. Repeat. But every time that I was met with the opposite, it would just reset me. And I believe that consciously having that on my mind made me a bit more aware of when the opposite was showing up and a bit more paranoid of the opposite. And it was a little bit too conscious, instead of being subconscious. I go in the back. But like I said, it's not like I don't believe in it anymore. I'm just taking a different approach now to get peace. So for me, what I'm doing is setting and forgetting, which is a mostly unconscious thing. Because I looked back into my past and I thought of two specific experiences. One in my recent past and one in my past, like not so recent past, where it wasn't super conscious and I was able to get what I wanted in those scenarios. So the first scenario was me. I would always tell a friend of mine, like, I'm getting my big check. I'm going to get my big check. This was back in like 2017 into 2018. I'm getting my big check. When I get my big check, like, things are going to be great. And it was something that actually kind of became almost like a meme between me and my friend at that time. We're still friends, but back then, it was a meme that I would say. And I was just saying that, not offhandedly, but I wasn't saying it with like super conviction, like, oh my gosh, I know exactly when this is coming and whatever. It was just something that I was saying repeatedly with not too much effort mentally. And lo and behold, the big check did come. And it was related to my art, my music. And it was so satisfying. And I did have to take conscious action in order to make money from my music and to get that big check. But I wasn't thinking to myself, I have to prove this manifestation right and get that big check. No, I was just living until I realized I actually got the thing that I was saying I was going to get for so long. The second scenario that happened even more recently was me getting the opportunity to move to the United States, which has been on my list of wants for over a decade. I entered a lottery to get the opportunity to move here, but I didn't do any techniques. I didn't script. I didn't do any sats. Nothing. I stayed very neutral about it, and throughout the process, even when good things happened, yes, I celebrated them. Like that first preliminary acceptance, I was like, yay! For like an afternoon, but after that I moved on and I moved past and I lived life, not letting go of the desire, but not actively focusing on it, setting it and forgetting it. I realized that I just have to accept how I am and how things work best for me. Like watching those videos about people getting what they wanted in like 3 days because of whatever. I'm okay, great. Like you wrote something 66 times for 6 days and you got it great, but that's just not how I've seen things work for me. And I don't want to work against my own flow. And that's a thing I'm realizing with getting older. It's just not fighting your flow. As you get older, you have more evidence of what is for you and what isn't. And now I have these experiences in life that I could use to say, okay, this is how I've gotten things that I've wanted through this way of existing. So why fight it? It might take longer, but I'm going to feel better along the way and after. Let me know if this resonated for you, if you're on a similar journey, if this was helpful to hear, if you feel like I'm giving you now permission to just relax, put your shoulders down, come on, and just live. Claim it, but just live. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you in our next video. Bye!